Good evening. Welcome to Poetry Out Loud Season 4. We have the best night of live poetry in Franklin County. So, as I said, this is the 4th year that we've been doing this. So far, 2 of our winners have progressed to the state finals. So we have a proud tradition here of doing some good poetry work. It comes as a result of a bunch of kids coming together and in classes kind of learning about recitation and learning about how to articulate themselves through poetry. And then we kind of identify winners from that, and then they kind of come up here. You cut my sound for a second there? Yeah. Okay. But this year, actually, remarkably, we have, of our 6 contestants, I think only 2.
That's me. Sorry.
Is it safe? Is it secret? Okay. Only 2 of our contestants tonight actually came to us through through competitions, classroom competitions. The other 4 are just here because they love poetry. So it's a cool thing, and that's actually something that we're just all poetry geeks here, and we just come together in a little group, and we have lots of fun. And we actually do extra stuff afterwards too. Miss Curran, who is one of our judges, Candace Curran, library extraordinaire, and longtime supporter of Poetry Out Loud here at Mahar. She invites us to a whole bunch of other stuff, and a lot of times invites us out to the Orange Library to do some poetry reading too, and it's always a good time. So we take the show on the road too. So if you're looking for other additional dates after this one, like where can I get more teenage recitations, we'll keep you informed. So what we have tonight are 2 rounds of poetry. In the first round, everyone will recite a poem, and then we will take a little intermission, and then we'll go into a second round of poetry. The scores from our 3 judges will be tabulated. Well, actually 4 judges will be tabulated all together, and then after a short intermission, after our second round, we should have a winner. Excuse me. In order to get the judges limbered up, we have what's called the calibration recitation, and that is so that they can get the sense of how to score. And so I'm going to be doing that. I would remind everyone to please refrain from flash photography while our contestants are doing the recitations, so as not to throw them off. They're under a lot of pressure, and seeing bright things is likely to throw them off. So, here's my recitation. It is William Shakespeare, No Longer Mourn. No longer mourn for me when I am dead. Then you shall hear the surly, sullen bell give warning to the world that I am fled this vile world, with vilest worms to dwell. Nay, if you read this line, remember not the hand that writ it. For I love you so, that I and your sweet thoughts would be forgot, if thinking on me then should cause you woe. Oh, if I say you look upon this verse, whom I perhaps compounded and with clay, do not so much as my poor name rehearse, but let your love, even with my life, decay. Lest the wise world should look into your moan and mock you with me after I am gone. Thank you.
Contraction, I, Robbie Shanker. memories, which find language of receptive host, boosted by boastful embellishments. Self-esteem is raised on wobbly beams, seeming seen as stuff enough to fund the hedge of personality. Though, personally, I cannot seem to forget whom I have met and somehow wronged. Wronged for a jar of fugitive juice, trading some ruse for a blot or two, labored to brave from transparent diction fiction, quick fix, quixotic fixation. As the pulse of impulses drained through my veins, I tried to live 20 lives at once. Now one is plenty. Thank you.
Next up, Alexandra Frazier.
Crossing a City Highway by Yusef Komanyaka. The city at 3 a.m. is an ungodly mask. The approaching day hides behind and from, the coyote nosing forth, the muscles of something ahead, and a fiery blaze of 18-wheelers zoom out of the curved night trees along the rim of absolute chance. I forgot. Can I go another time?
For our contestants, you can ask our good friend Mr. Bashaw for a line if you get stuck. So he can give you that. Right? Next, we're going to go with Cole Emery.
Song for the Last Act by Louis Spogan. Now that I have your face by heart, I look less at its features than its darkening frame. Where quince and melon yellow as young flame lie with quilled delilahs in the shepherd's crook. Beyond, a garden. There in insolent ease, the lead and marble figures watch the show of yet another summer loath to go. Although the scythes hang in the apple trees. Now that I have your face by heart, I look. Now that I have your voice by heart, I read in the black chords upon a dulling page, music that's not meant for music's cage, whose emblems mix with words that shake and bleed. The staves are shuttled over with the stark, unprinted silence. In a double dream, I must spell out the storm, the running stream. The beat's too swift, the notes change in the dark. Now that I have your voice by heart, I read. Now that I have your heart by heart, I see the wharves with their great ships and architraves, the rigging and the cargo and the slaves. On a strange beach under a broken sky, not departure, but a voyage done. The veils stand on the stone. The anchor weeps its red rust downward, and the long vine creeps beside the salt herb in the lengthening sun. Now that I have your heart by heart, I see. Thank you.
Take care of it.
Well, I mean, that's good too, isn't it? Miss Alexandra Frazier.
Let's try this again. Crossing a City Highway by Yusef Komanyaka. The city at 3 a.m. is an ungodly mask. The approaching day hides behind and from, the coyote nosing forth, the muscles of something ahead, and a fiery blaze of 18-wheelers zoom out of the curved night trees along the rim of absolute chance. A question hangs in the oily air. She knows he will follow her scent left in the poisoned grass and buzz of chainsaws if he can unweave a circle of traps around the subdivision. For a breathy moment, she stops on the world's edge. And then, quick as that, masks the stars and again slips the noose and darts straight between sedans and SUVs. Don't try to hide from her kind of blues or the dead nomads who walked trails now paved by wanderlust. An epic somewhere between tamed and wild. If it were Monday instead of Sunday, the outcome may be different. But she's now in Central Park, searching for a Sonika village among painted stones and shrubs where she's never been. And lucky she hasn't forgotten how to jig and kill her way home. Thank you.
Mr. Levi Baruch.
Memory as a Hearing Aid by Tony Hoagland. Somewhere, someone is asking a question, and I stand squinting at the classroom with one hand cupped behind my ear, trying to figure out where that voice is coming from. I might be already an old man, attempting to recall the night his hearing got misplaced. Front row center at a battle of the bands, where a lot of leather-clad, second-rate musicians, amped up to dinosaur proportions, test-drove their equipment through our ears. Each time the drummer threw a tantrum, the guitarist whirled and sprayed us with machine gun riffs, as if they wished that they could knock us quite literally dead. We called that fun in 1970, when we weren't sure our lives were worth surviving. I'm here to tell you that they were, and many of us did, despite ourselves, though the road from there to here is paved with dead brain cells, parents shocked to silence, and squad cars painting the whole neighborhood the quaking tint and texture of red jelly. Friends, we should have postmarks on our foreheads to show where we have been. We should have pointed ears or polka-dotted skin to show what we were thinking when we hot rodded over God's front lawn, and death kept blinking. But here I stand, an average-looking man staring at a room where someone blonde in braids with a beautiful belief in answers is still asking questions. Through the silence in my dead ear, I can almost hear the future whisper to the past. It says that this is not a test, and everybody passes. Thank you.
Miss Jean Grutchfield.
Awakening in New York by Maya Angelou. Curtains forcing their wail against the wind. Children sleep, exchanging dreams with seraphim. The city drags itself awake on subway tracks. And I, an alarm, awake as a rumor of war, lie stretching into dawn, unasked and unheeded. Thank you.
Ms. Carolyn Gilmore.
War Widow by Chris Abani. The telephone never rings. Still, you pick it up, smile.